So coming into your space in a comfortable seated position. Just checking you can see and hear me okay. Just give me a thumbs up. Beautiful. Okay, great, thank you. Okay, let's just come into our space, soften our eyes. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Settling into the energy of the room. Feeling your edges of your feet and your buttocks against the floor. Feeling the energy of the earth coming up. As you're breathing in, breathing that energy up through your body, lengthening up through your spine, all the way through all of your chakras, up your spine and out through the crown chakra. Noticing the rise and the fall of your chest as you breathe in and out. The theme of our practice today is abundance. So thinking about how this can be brought into your practice, into your asana. I've got a couple of quotes. Abundance is not something that we desire, it's something that we tune into. That's from Wayne Dyer. And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. That's from Paul Coelho. So thinking about tuning into the things that you enjoy to help bring you abundance in your life, knowing what you want and letting the universe know so it can help you achieve it. So we'll do a nice asana today, a nice gentle restorative asana, and then we'll have a yoga nidra at the end. So noticing how you're feeling, and remember that you can always rest into child's pose or into savasana anytime through the practice. Just taking a few more deep breaths. Lifting your spine up nice and tall. And let's take our left hand down to the mat and right hand over the top. Stretching through the right side of the body. And then inhale back to center and exhale to the other side. Just going from side to side. And one more on each side. And then bring your hands back to your knees and rolling your shoulders. So nice and gently. Just tuning back into your breath and back into the energy of the earth. And take your shoulders the other way. And then bringing your left hand across your body and your right hand over the forearm and drawing the left hand towards your body and look over your left shoulder. Stretching through the shoulder blade on the left side. Taking a few breaths here. One more breath. And then release it. And then swap arms. So right arm across your body, left arm in front, and looking over the right shoulder this time. Drawing the right arm towards your chest. Some nice deep breaths here. And then release. And then coming down to tabletop. And we'll do a few cat-cows to warm up our spine, opening our hands up nice and wide, having the tops of our feet on the mat, knees under our hips. Inhale, lifting through the chest, looking forward. And exhale, draw your spine up towards the ceiling and take your gaze through your knees towards your feet, stretching out through your shoulders and your neck. And continue on this, inhaling, lifting up the chest, and exhaling, lifting up the spine, warming up the spine for our practice. Noticing the little spaces between the vertebrae, just opening up a little with the movement. Bringing your fingertips towards each other, stretching out our wrists a little bit, and just rolling your body around in a circle, just giving those wrists a nice stretch. We use them quite a lot in our practice. And then take the fingertips facing out and it's rolling around one direction and then the other. And then facing them back towards the front, taking your knees wide and bringing your buttocks down to your heels and walking your hands forward, bringing your forehead down towards the mat into child's pose. Just taking some breaths here. Coming back to your breath. Feeling it as you inhale, expanding through the chest, and feel the chest fall as you exhale, connecting to the breath. Noticing how your body's feeling through the lower back and through the inner thighs, through the shoulders and the hands. The palms of your hands and the top of your feet connecting with the energy as you draw it up through the earth on each inhalation. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. As you breathe in, breathing in the earth's energy. And as you breathe out, let go of all you don't need anymore. And 1 more deep breath in. And then let go. And coming back up to tabletop. Tucking our toes under and opening up our hands, pressing our hands against the earth and bringing our hips up to the ceiling, walking our heels to the mat into downward dog, stretching through the back of the legs and through the shoulders and the arms, just walking that through. And then taking your weight forward over your hands and into plank, and then slowly lowering your body down to the mat. Bring your forearms down onto the mat and lifting up through the chest, squeezing the buttocks, the top of your feet on the mat into Sphinx pose. Taking a few breaths here. As you breathe in, lift the chest, lengthening through the spine and the neck, pushing your elbows into the mat, squeezing through the shoulder blades. And coming back up to tabletop, tucking your toes under and back up to downward dog, walking the heels. And then taking your body forward over your hands, slowly lower your body to the mat into plank and forearms forward into Sphinx, lifting up the chest, squeezing the buttocks and pushing the heels, pushing the elbows towards the mat. Just taking a couple of breaths here. And then pressing back up to tabletop for 1 more round. Tucking the toes under into downward dog. A couple of breaths here. And then take our weight forward over our hands into plank. And then slowly lower down back to Sphinx. So forearms in front of you, elbows pressing into the mat, lifting up through the chest, squeezing the buttocks, and the top of your feet pressing against the mat. Couple more breaths here, just noticing how that compresses through the lower back as well. And let's come back to downward dog. And then we're going to walk our feet forward into a forward bend and let our head fall heavy and our chest fall heavy. Hands coming down, resting your palms inside each other and gently moving your body from side to side, feeling a nice stretch down the back of your legs and through your lower back. And then inhale, coming back up to standing. Bring your hands to heart center, softening your eyes and taking a couple of breaths here, connecting back with your breath and coming back to the theme of our practice today, which is abundance. Okay, we're going to go into a sequence now of warrior. We're going to turn our left foot slightly out to the side and step forward with the right foot. We're going to inhale, lift our arms and bend our right knee. Bring our arms up. Imagine you're holding a beach ball, looking up, connecting with the stretch through the left hip and lifting the hands up towards the ceiling, stretching up through the body. And then taking the right hand forward, left hand back, and taking your gaze to the right hand with the right knee bent over the ankle. Really elongating through the hands, feeling that stretch through the chest. And then dropping the left hand back to the left leg, right hand up to the ceiling, and stretching all the way up. And then taking the right hand down, bring it behind you, clasping both hands behind, and straighten out the front leg and lift the hands up off your back into humble warrior. Taking a couple of breaths here. Then releasing your hands down to the mat. If you have a block, you can place it next to your right foot and put your right hand on it. And then inhale, lift the left hand up and take your eyes with it. So opening up through the front of the chest into triangle. Let's take a few breaths here. Nice and strong through the feet and the legs. And then bring the hand back down as you exhale. Inhale as you come back up to standing and walk your legs back together. Give them a little shake. Then we'll take it to the other side. So this time, right toes slightly out to the side and step forward with the left leg. Inhale as you lift your arms, lift your gaze and bending the left knee over the left ankle. Reaching up towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch through the right hip and stretching up through your body, taking your hands as high as you can, lifting your gaze. And then we're going to take the left hand forward, right hand back, looking towards the left hand, really opening up, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lengthening through the hands. And then slowly drop the right hand to your right leg, lift up the left hand to the ceiling, really lengthening through that left hand, feeling that stretch through the front of the body. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then drop the left hand down towards the mat. Straighten out your left leg. bring both hands together behind you into humble warrior, clasping the hands and lifting them off your back, feeling it stretch through the shoulders and through the back of the front leg. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then release your hands down to the mat. Place your left hand either on the block or the floor next to your left foot. And then lift your right hand up towards the ceiling and take your gaze with it. So you open up through the chest and have a nice twist through the back. Let's take 3 breaths here. Feel that deep stretch through the front of your left leg. And last breath here. Bring the right hand down towards the mat and then inhale. Come back up to standing. Bring your hands to heart center and give your legs a little shake. Okay. From here, we're going to go into a chair pose. So I'll go side on. With the chair pose, we're going to bring our hands to heart center and we're going to drop our bottom down. So we're coming into a nice, it's like a half squat, like we're going to sit down on a chair, lifting our chest up. Just taking some deep breaths here. Noticing the strength that you need to use on your thighs to hold this. And let's count down 10, 9, 8, pushing down through the heels. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then lengthening through the legs and folding forward. Bringing your fingertips down to the mat. And stretching out the back of your legs. And then inhale, come back up to standing. We're going to do 2 more of those. So going back into chair pose. So sitting down like you're going to sit down on a chair with your chest up nice and tall. Harnessing the strength in your quads. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring your hands to the mat, lengthen out through your legs. Take a couple of breaths here, resting. Then inhale back up to standing. And we'll do 1 more. So as you bring your bottom out like you're going to sit down, chest up nice and tall, weight on your heels. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release your hands back to the floor. A couple more breaths here. Just relaxing and tuning back into your breath. And then inhale, come back up to standing. And we'll do a balancing pose next. We're going to do tree pose. So I want you to open up through your right foot and move the hips in a little circle so you feel very well rooted to the ground with that foot, so you're nice and steady. And then we're going to take the left foot. You can either have the toe on the ground, or you can have your foot next to your calf, or you can bring it up a little higher than the knee. Try not to have it on the knee. And then find your gazing point. Get yourself nice and steady. And then bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. Going to take some nice deep breaths here, just steadying yourself. Coming back to that theme of abundance. 2 more breaths. And last breath here. And then let that go And give your legs a little shake. And then we'll take it to the other side. So opening up through the toes on the left foot and moving your hips around in a little circle so you really anchor yourself well to the ground. Finding your gaze point as you bring your right foot either next to the calf or on the floor or next to your thigh. Getting nice and steady here. Coming back to your breath and bring your hands up to Anjali Mudra. Let's go 3 more breaths here. One more. And then release. Nice. Okay, let's do 2 rounds of our sun salute just to get our energy up a little higher. So coming to the front of the mat and looking towards the front of the mat, we're going to inhale, lift our arms and lift our gaze, stretching up towards the ceiling. And exhale, fold forward. Bring our hands down to the mat. Inhale, lift up our chest, lengthen the spine. And exhale, step back into a high plank. And then slowly bending your elbows, bringing your body down to the ground. Inhale, lift up through the chest into an upward dog. And then exhale, tucking your toes under and bring your hips up to the sky for downward dog. Take your gaze forward and then step forward into forward bend. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, connect with the stretch down the back of the legs. And exhale, hug your chest to your legs. And then inhale, coming back up to standing and hands back to Anjali Mudra. Let's just take a couple of breaths here to steady our breath down. And coming back to our theme of abundance. One more breath. And then let's go for our second sun salute. Inhaling, lifting our arms up, stretching up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. And then exhale, stepping back into a high plank. Slowly lowering your body down to the mat as you exhale. Inhale, lift the chest into upward dog. Feel that stretch through the front of the body. Tucking your toes under and bring your hips up to the ceiling for downward dog. Take your gaze towards your hands and then step or jump forward into forward bend. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, draw your chest to your legs. And inhale, come back up. Nice work. How's everyone going? All good? Excellent. Okay, from here, we're going to come down to the mat. And we're going to be sitting on our buttocks with our feet out in front. We're going to do a little bit of work on our abs. We're going to do a boat pose. So we're going to bend our legs and have our heels on the ground, our hands straight out in front. Either you can have them next to your knees or just slightly out to the side. And what we're going to do here is we're going to try to lift our heels up off the ground into a bent boat. Keeping our chest up nice and tall. And we're going to stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release it. And then roll back onto your back. Hug your knees up to your chest. Roll that in a little circle. Release any tension that you might have in your lower back. And then coming up to sitting. Let's try one more of those. So having your heels on the ground, chest up nice and tall, arms out in front, and then try and take one heel off the ground, maybe two. One's okay. If you need to, you can have both heels on the ground. Chest up tall. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. And then release your feet to the ground. Roll back. Release any tension in your lower back. Just roll that around one direction and then the other. And then bringing your feet back to the ground, staying down now on the floor, leaving your back on the floor, and we'll go into bridge pose. So we've got our palms down, facing down on the floor, next to our hips, our heels nice and close to our buttocks. We're going to inhale, lift up through the hips, pushing the heels into the mat and pushing the mat away like you're going to try and rip the mat in half. And then bring your hands up over the top to the floor behind your head. Squeezing the butt, lifting up nice and high, bringing your chest up to your chin. And then slowly lower your body down, vertebrae by vertebrae, and swing your hands back down beside you. Let's go 2 more times at your own pace. Inhale as you come up, pushing through the heels as you're going to rip the mat in half, squeezing the buttocks, hands over the head. Pause and then slowly coming down and sliding your hands back beside you. And one more. And then slowly coming down. Bringing your left foot across the front of your right leg into a reclined pigeon pose. And then lifting up the right foot off the mat and reaching through the gap in your legs and bringing that right knee towards your chest and feeling a deep stretch through the left ITB and glutes. Taking a few breaths here. And then release your hands. Keep the leg crossed, but drop the right foot to the ground. Take the left hand straight out from your shoulder and the right hand onto your left knee and draw that left knee towards the right, looking towards the left. Try and keep your shoulders on the ground so you get a stretch through the front of the chest and also a stretch right up from the left knee right up to the left armpit. Deep breaths here. And then inhale, come back to center and bring the left foot to the ground, lift up the right foot and take the right shin across the front of the left knee and then reaching through that gap to the left thigh or the left knee and stretching, feeling that deep stretch in your reclining pigeon. Stretches through the right glute and ITB. This is great to release any pressure you might have in your lower back. And then release your hands, bring your left foot to the ground, left hand to the right knee, and draw that right knee across as you look across to the right side and the right hand. So getting a big stretch down the right side of the body this time. And relaxing into your breath. Each exhalation, surrendering a little more into the twist. One more breath here. And then bring your knees back to center. Drop your right foot to the ground and then hug up both knees to your chest and do some little circles, releasing the lower back and flushing out your spine after the twist. And then Taking your hands and reaching through to the outside of your feet if you can, or your ankles or the shins, and then lift your feet up towards the air into happy baby pose. That's it. Stretching out through the lower back and the legs, inner thighs. Just rolling around here in whatever position feels good for you to release the tension in your lower back. And then releasing your feet down. From here, we're going to go into our legs up position. So you might like to take your legs up the wall or have something supporting underneath your lower back. Or you might like to go into a shoulder stand, whatever feels right for you. I'm going to have a block placed under my lower back and lift my feet up towards the ceiling, but whatever works for you. So bringing your feet up into the air, you can have your hands face down on the mat, coming back to your breath, giving your feet a little roll around at the ankles in some circles, just lightening up the feet. Taking some nice deep breaths here, tuning into the floor, coming back to our theme of abundance and tuning into the things in your life that you love that help to instill that abundance in your life. Taking your feet out nice and wide. And then bring your soles of your feet together, knees out like a butterfly. And then feet back up in the sky. Enjoying the inversion. Reversing your circulatory system helps your immunity. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. As you soften your eyes, you might notice some colors or in your third eye, just noticing what's there. Noticing the energy in your body and how you feel. And then gently bringing your feet back down to the mat, taking out any support that you had, and coming down into Savasana for your Yoga Nidra. You might like to put a bolster under your knees to support your lower back. And bring your hands down to the mat. You might like to have a little support underneath your head, an eye pillow maybe, or a blanket over the top of you. Whatever makes you feel nice and comfortable. Taking 3 deep breaths. Relaxing your body. Being aware of the sounds in the distance and moving your awareness from sound to sound without attempting to identify the sound. Be aware of your physical body lying in Savasana. Your alignment, your chin lower than your forehead, your spine aligned, your arms close to your body, fingers away from the floor, as comfortable as possible. Become aware of your natural breath and keep it completely spontaneous. Repeat your intention mentally 3 times with feeling. And rotate your consciousness around your body. Starting with your right hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake and rotate your consciousness to the left side of your body. Left hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake and move your attention to the back of your body, your heels, back of your legs, buttocks, back, shoulder, arms, hands, whole of your spine, neck, back of your head, crown of your head, foreheads, right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, right nostril, left nostril, lips, chin, throat, chest, 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 abdomen, 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 pelvis, pelvis, pelvis. Become aware of your breath, counting back from 17 to 0. Check your awareness that you're still awake. Awaken the body to the feeling of warmth. The whole body is warm. Your arms are warm. Your legs are warm. Your whole body is warm. Now awaken the feeling of coolness in your body. Your whole body is cool. Your arms are cool. Your legs are cool. Bring your awareness to the front of your closed eyes and imagine the following objects as they are named: a setting sun, a red rose, a beautiful garden, clear blue sky, a rainbow, the sound of the ocean, an eagle, the sound of a waterfall, a turtle, and an elephant. Now is the time in your practice to repeat your intention 3 times. And bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel your body resting in Savasana, aware of the room that you're in and the surrounding floor, ceiling, windows, walls. The sounds inside the room, outside the room. Recall the time of day and know that the practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to an end. I will chime the singing bowl once. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Moving your fingers and toes and stretching out your arms and your legs. And slowly rolling to one side. And coming back to a seated position that's comfortable for you. And one last quote on abundance. Doing what you love is the cornerstone of having abundance in your life. So well done on your practice today, for being here and making that time for yourself to raise your energy. Let's bring our hands to Anjali Mudra and then up to our forehead for kind thoughts and to our lips for kind words and to our heart for a kind heart. Namaste. Thank you for being here today. How's everybody feeling?
Great. Thank you,